Hey there, welcome back. Today's our last day on the center for a while. We will pack up a few things and take it back to Extinction. There have been a few updates in the time that we've been gone. I'm hoping optimization on Extinction was part of that. So let's put some dinos away, crack some gotcha crystals, and take care of a few things. But before doing all that, let's take a look at this crazy cat. So I went a little bit overboard with the breeding and mutating on the cats. I didn't have a plan to go crazy with it. I didn't like the colors of our original cats, and I knew I was going to mutate a little bit of coloration, but I went overboard. I went ahead and stacked up 20 mutations. Now, I needed to mutate the weight and the health anyway because my stats were kind of low. The final health that I came out with was 41 with 7 mutations into that. So that gave me about 1800 health. That's usable. I got 1 mutation into stamina. I wasn't really trying to mutate that, but the first couple of mutations, to get the ball rolling with mutations, you kind of have to take a mutation. That's my opinion. I have no facts to back that up. But, that stamina was one of those. I got down to weight, and I really wanted to focus on some weight. My weight is only 39 points, which is not that great. But I went ahead and got 9 mutations into weight to help that out. And, that helps us. It gets us up to 154 points on weight, which makes the cat usable as a shoulder pet, to carry some stuff. But I kind of would have liked to get more into it, if I'm being honest. The next thing was melee. We had 32 on melee, which was fine by me. I had no plans on using this cat to fight with. I ended up getting 2 mutations into melee, which again was fine. One of those I kept because it was a color mutation, and I want to say it was the field 0249 color, that kind of light greenish color. The blue color comes from, I want to say, field 5, which is 54, that blue stripe. The pink color came with, I forget exactly what mutation it came with, but that's field 4 at 211. And it really makes the eyes and the paws kind of pop out. The last thing was field 3 is a dead field. There's no color to it. Field 1 is the actual color pattern of a cat. So I'm not sure if you've heard, but there's basically 4 color patterns. I'm pretty sure there's only 4. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our first cat that we tamed was a 3 in field 1, and that was kind of a green color, and it was all splotchy, and I'll be honest with you, I did not like it. I ended up taming another cat that was a 4 in field 1, and that's that kind of tabby stripe pattern, which is a lot better. I went through and did some testing with console commands, and pattern 1 is kind of my favorite. It looks like I guess you'd say an otter pattern, how an otter has a solid body and then like a racing stripe down its back. I didn't tame that, and I didn't mutate that, so I didn't keep that. That was just for testing purposes. So maybe later on down the line, if I find one that has a 1, which I think was red in field 1, I may breed that into these guys. So that was an interesting, fun project to work on. Now this, let me turn my HUD back on. Now you might be saying, how did I get this gigantic cat, for the thumbnail, the intro here? That is kind of funny. I was doing some testing for my Let's Figure It Out series, and one of the things that I was doing was putting together a comprehensive video on the Shiny Dino mod. Well, with the Shiny Dino mod, there are a few things that come with that, and one of these is a shiny display that looks like a rock display. There's also like a standard case like this as well. When that video comes out, you'll be able to see all the details. But in it, you get a lot of choice for being able to hide the base, show the base, the scale that you can adjust. Like you can go 200%, and this cat is massive. He's like super massive. It was funny. I had an Armadago out here for a while with that, and I can adjust the scale back down to 100 so that it looks fairly normal. You can do some rotation and selecting of poses. So this is idle animated, which has the cat just kind of, let's hide this, kind of flipping its tail, and it'll kind of flip its tail. It'll look around. You can see it breathing. It kind of looks, it gives it some life to the base, which is kind of cool. You can go with just another pose, like an action pose, where it's, jumping, and then there are some, no, pose, select pose, we're going to move, it's on the move. It doesn't actually move, it just gives you like a moving pose. So it's kind of cool. And I want to say by picking that up, let's put that all back to normal here. By picking it up, you get to change the size of it. I'm gonna do that in a second, but I want to make a point here. I've got it in a vanilla cryopod, and the thing that I've found with the vanilla cryopod is that's what allows the colors to show through. So if you're going to take and build one of these to display your shiny dinos, you want to use a vanilla cryopod to do it, because a modded cryopod just doesn't work. This is actually a clean male that I use when I go through the breeding process. I stack all of the mutations onto males, but occasionally I'll get stalled out and just get females with mutations. So I always keep one clean male to breed back to grab that mutation and put it into the stack on a clean male. So that's a clean male. Let's go ahead and put him into a SCS Dino ball, and then we'll put him into the Shiny Dino display case. And you notice I lose the colors. So the Shiny Dino doesn't really work well with modded like Dino storage. Again, I've only tested the SCS, but I assume Dino Depot and Pelori's and all that would probably be similar. So if you have the Shiny Dino mod and you want to display your dinos, you need to use a vanilla cryopod. And that's not really a problem. Pull that guy out. I'm going to pick this up now, and let's see when I go to place it back out what happens. So I'd get small, medium, large. I'm pretty sure I was using a large. Just for the heck of it, let's do a small. And we will put this guy in here just to make sure. Yep, so we've got our orange coloring. And let's see, the one I got on my shoulder, it's you're on Apollo, so you can stay there. Let's turn the HUD off. So it's slightly bigger. Let me see if I have the options to increase size, just scale. Let's go 200%. So that would be on a small 200%, which was obviously a lot smaller than what was displayed before. Then we'll adjust scale. Let's go down to 50%. So it's, kind of nearly the normal size. It gives you some options to mess with. That's pretty close, maybe 66%, and we'll hide the base. It's a little too small there. Adjust the scale. Let's go to 75. And that's slightly small. Maybe it's 100%. It needs to be a full. See, that's a little too large. So if I wanted to display it as normal size, it looks like small base with 85% is what it needs to be the exact same size as the actual cat. I may have to put that into Let's Figure It Out video when I do one on this. Let's show the base. Let's see. Let's take this guy out. We're going to put him into, okay, I did it again. I keep doing the same thing over and over. Now let's drop this guy out. I'm going to put him in vanilla cryopod and put him away, with my other breeders. I'm not going to do any more, breeding with these guys, I don't think, but just in case I need a clean male, that's what I'll store it with. And we'll take this guy right here. Nope, I need to do. I want to keep all his stuff on him, so let's put him in there. And then we're going to adjust scale. We're going to go 200%, and we're going to hide the base. And it makes him like an oversized dog, which, it's kind of cool. And he has all his little Armadago animations, which are honestly kind of cool. So let's put you back on the shoulder. So that's the cats. Over here is all the process of breeding that I've got. I've got all these females that are all clean females. They have no mutations on them. And this is the one that I'm going to be taking with me. So let's go ahead and put that into a vanilla cryopod. So what I like to do is I always like to do backups. The center is where I basically do my backups, and I'm going to take a male-female breeding pair to Extinction so that I can have cats out there. But this is my breeding male here, and then this is all the clean females that I had out. I may just leave these guys out instead of putting them in vanilla cryos. But that's basically how I kind of set it up. And I just keep rotating that male out, as I get more mutations. I've reached my 20 limit, so I'm all good. I started breeding on these elephants, the Dinotherium, and a few videos back I tamed a couple. I went out and tamed a few more. This is the male in the center, and it has 6 mutations, and I have gotten some wild color mutations with it. 1 mutation into health. There are 3 mutations into weight and 2 mutations into melee. I don't know if I'm going to really mutate these things to 20. They take so long. They take so long to breed. They take so long to gestate. They take so long to raise up. It is a long, slow process, and I'm not even sure if I would want to use them for fighting. I mean, I guess I would. This guy's got 36 points into health and 1 mutation into health, and he's got 18,000 health, so that's pretty solid, but I'm going to leave all these guys out. I do have, do I have it in my inventory? Yeah, I do have 1 Dinotherium that I'm going to take with me, just in case I decide I want to do some breeding with them. So I'll tell you what, let's pop this guy out. And we'll put him into a vanilla cryopod. All right, so let's get that. All right. How many cryopods do I have on me? Let's grab a couple cryos. Now, in here, I've been using the gotchas. I had them breeding for a while, trying to get some more element gotchas for here. This one is an element gotcha production. You can see it does element. And this one I think is doing fiber right now. But, I just had them on breeding as I was doing the rest of my playthrough here at the center. And I think what I'm going to do is put them in a terminal and let them make their resources in the terminal. And so I'm going to just double check. This one is on fiber, which we will leave on fiber. I'm going to put them in an SCS ball so that they can go in the SCS terminal. And let's do this here. Let's label this fiber. All right. So this one is fiber. We'll go ahead and put him away. This one is element. We'll go ahead and put her away. I cleaned out most of the owl pellets that was in both of them and put them in the little storage box that I've got. We will drop these 2 into production. And for some reason they come out of the production tab. I don't know why. These I keep putting back in production and they keep popping out. So I'll just leave it as is. But these owls are all of my breeders. My backup breeders. So if you remember, we got a clean breeder here, no mutations, and this male has 21 mutations that we brought over from Extinction. This vanilla is 21 mutations, and it's a vanilla snow owl, and then this is a vanilla female that is clean with no mutations. So I can always breed me a new snow owl if I need to here, if for some reason I lose my save file on Extinction, which, let's be honest, happens. That's what happened on Aberration. I lost my Oasasaur and Phoenix on Aberration because, after I beat Rockwell and Ascended, I guess the file's corrupted and I can no longer go back to the map. So I basically lost the Phoenix and the Oasasaur that I had there for production, which kind of sucks, but, it's okay. I can get around it now with gotchas and other things, so... and I don't use the Oasasaur to res any dinos or anything, whatever that's called. Reincarnate, I forget what it's called. So we've got a saddle here. I didn't know there was an extra saddle in there. Did I lose anything else? Okay. All right, that's our pellets. Our little Oviraptor who's been with us from the beginning of the center. He's got a ton of bags in him. I'm just gonna leave him out. The cats, I think I'll probably just leave them out even though I'm done breeding. I mean, I could put them up to help with performance around the base. Maybe I'll do that. At any rate, let's go ahead and put the snow owls away. There's no reason to keep them out. So let's go into Extinction, and we will do that and that. Okay, so let's put this owl, yeah, right there. All right, next, let's see, before I forget, I am taking, this is my Extinction cat that I'm taking. Let's put a hat on there, and let's see how it looks with the old sunglasses. Yep, that's a cool kitty right there. All right, now, the next thing I want to do, let me make sure I got everything put up here. Let's go ahead and grab the dinos that I'm taking with me to Extinction. So, I have a bunch of carches that I want to take to see if I can now crossbreed. Well, I know I can crossbreed. The S Dino variant developer, the mod developer, made it so that you can crossbreed vanilla with S variants. And I have an S Karcha there, and I want to say my vanilla Karch has got better health. So I may end up doing some breeding with that, but I have to take them anyway. One of the reasons why we came here was to get female S Fenrir's to keep our mutation process on Extinction going, and also to improve the stats, which I tamed much better S Fenrir's here, and that will help improve the stats. The last thing is I have a Shiny Dino Rex that has, I want to say it's 50 points into melee, and my Rexes on Extinction they're pretty weak. I've already started a mutation stack, but they're pretty weak. So I'm going to take this Rex to just breed those stats into it. So we have one mutated Dinotherium, the start of a mutation. I think it's 5 or 6 mutations. We have our cat breeding pair. All right. We have the Karches here that I'm going to take to try and stack some stats on. We have our Fenrir's to keep our mutation process going, and we've got an extra Rex. I believe I have, let me see if I do. Over here, yes, I went ahead and crossbred my vanilla and my S Mantis, and I got a super strong Mantis, 51 into melee. That is awesome. And that's going to be one of the dinos that I take to Ragnarok, but I'm going to go ahead and take it to Extinction because I'll probably go from Extinction to Ragnarok. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my inventory, and I've got an extra cartridge saddle, so I'm going to take that too. So the next thing that I have to do is I'm using the Shiny Dino mod, and with that, it allows you to take Apex parts and Element through the terminal. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little bit of element dust, 1 shard, and 1 sheet of element that I'm going to attempt to put into the transmitter to take to Extinction. And we'll know pretty quickly when I go to load it in there if it allows me to load it in or not. But supposedly that mod, Vanilla with Sprinkles, allows you to do that. I'm also going to get any of my Apex parts I have here and take with me just for the use on boss fights there on Extinction and for the Tribe Tower. Now, I've already beaten the boss on the center, and I'm not going to fight the boss again. If I were to farm any boss at all, it would be on Scorched Earth because the mana core is so incredibly easy to use or to fight, to beat. So that's what I would do if I was gonna farm. I would not be farming it here because I just feel like that it's not worth it for the element. So I don't have any reason to have Apex parts here. And in the time I've been here, I've collected a few. I don't think I need woolly rhino horns, but I don't think those go in the Tribe Tower. You know what? We'll just test and see if it goes into the transmitter. You know, that'll be something. Let me see what these saddles. If there's any of these saddles that I need. I don't think I need any saddles. We do have a Cinnamon saddle. Yeah, I think I'm good. All right. So I've got that. Got the gotchas put up. Got the owl pellets put away. The last thing is gotcha crystals. I have some here. I'm going to take most everything. Let's take here. I'm going to crack them open, and then I'm going to grind what I don't want to keep, I'm gonna keep one in there just to remind myself what goes in there. I mean, I know it's labeled, but that'll be something that I have when I come back. If I come back, and I'll have a surprise waiting for me. So I'm gonna crack these open. I'm gonna see if there's anything that I'm going to use or keep. All right, got some. We've got some long neck. That's pretty good little long neck that I may keep. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll turn the grinder on. Let's put, I don't wear chitin armor at all, so we'll just go ahead and grind that. Miner's helmet, I don't use that, so I'll just grind that up. I'm not gonna use the pick. I don't think I need the riot gear at all. I've got a full set up there. Let's go ahead and grind that and that. And we'll grind off. Perfect. We got some resources back. Let me go up here, just double check if I can get up to my little loft. There we go. Riot gear. And yeah, so I got plenty of good riot there. This is some extras. Okay, I got pretty good there. Let's put that right there. And as far as long necks go, this is the backup long neck, so that's better. We'll save that. Okay, let me go through my checklist one more time. We've cracked the gotcha crystals, put some of the dinos away. We took a look at the cats. I've got the Rex, the one Dinotherium, the Fenrir's, an S-Mantis, and the Karchas. We've got Apex parts and element in our inventory. Put the gotchas in the terminal for production. The owl pellets are in a veggie box, and we cracked the last crystals. So that's pretty much it. All right, let's go over here and let's see what goes into the transmitter. I'm not going to upload myself in this video. What I'll do is I'll put the items in there to see what's going to go, and then in the next video is where you will see me there. So let's see if woolly horns go in. Turn it off. Open it up. Take a look. Inventory. Yeah, it's in there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these items in here, and let's save in between on single player, particularly on console. Sometimes putting items in here will crash your game. So I'll put like a couple items in, and then I'll save. And then I'll go back in. And it's probably not good to oversave like I'm doing, but I've just had this happen so many times. I lose things whenever there's a game crash, whenever you put it into the transmitter and don't save it. So it's just, for me, it's better to just put the item in there and see what happens. All right, so let's see if element goes in. All right, element shard and element dust. All right, that's pretty good. Let's hit save. Now, the real telltale will be when we download ourselves on Extinction, if that stuff is here. So I'll have a note on my outline for that video to look for this stuff. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put the vanilla cryos into the transmitter. And again, I'm going to do the same save thing just because I've lost things putting it in the inventory of the transmitter and then having it crash. So it's better to make sure that you're saving correctly, or frequently. All right. And I'm just going to leave all this in here. I won't edit all these saves out because I think it's important for people to see the process of how to protect their game files and not lose items as they're kind of going through the process of how to upload and go to another map. So we're going to save. And that is that. I'm going to turn that off. All right. We got some housekeeping done today. I am excited to get back to Extinction. I didn't like delaying its content, but Ragnarok was pushed back a few months, so I had to adjust the Extinction schedule. I'll continue playing on Extinction for about 3 to 4 weeks after Ragnarok releases to let Wildcard work out the bugs. It's Ark, there's always going to be bugs. So, I don't like dealing with it. I'm going to give a little time for Wildcard to do some fixes before I actually go to Ragnarok and start my playthrough. In the next video, I will wake up on Extinction, and I'll try to figure out how to get to my base without dying. That should be entertaining. If you enjoyed today's content, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and we will see you on Extinction.